All right, so today, this is the wonderful voted on thing. Now, to be fair, I didn't actually phrase this correctly because the last one, it says what position next for hottest NFL players. And it was 68% running back, so I did that video, link here. Turns out I'm going to be turning this one into a whole series, and there's going to be a playlist for it. So we've now got which NFL position sexiness next, because I was a little out of my mind when I made that one and wasn't sleeping right because I was coming down with a cold. It came up with center. To be fair, center and tight end were tied last time. Right now, apparently, wide receiver is pulling ahead, but of tight end. But, we'll figure that one out. But with 45% of 247 votes, it's center. Again, I love democracy. The people have spoken. If you guys do not see these often, you probably need to check the channel page a little bit more. The community tab is where I post all of these. The reason why I think this should be done is because a list was so hard to find. It took me so much. And I wound up going to touchdownwire.usatoday.com from June 25th of this year, so like almost 6 months ago, well before the season. So if these guys are injured now, don't at me. So, and I've already seen a couple people with the pictures. They're like, oh, so-and-so's injury might make him out for the season. And this is from like October or something. And I'm like, okay. But this was, this says the 11 best centers. I went with the top 10 because it seemed easy. Okay, so we're going with the top 10 according to the website that is linked below. Again, finding a list of good centers. I even thought, okay, let's check all their rosters, find the starting center, and then go with the top 8 because that'll be, oh my God. So trying to find roster spots for this is a pain in the butt because so many people like swap around because as is natural, and I give it up to you guys, the O-line is a unit. The best snapper is the center. There is a bit of physicality to the center, but there's a lot of the guys that were like, this is the roster spot, and they're titled as offensive tackle. I'm like, no, I don't need a tackle. I need the offensive center. Like I was actually at rankings by positions, and I typed in, and I put for offensive center, and it was like, But anyways, so that's that. We're going from this list, and I arranged everyone, so we're going from 10 to 1. Again, I'm putting this one out there. We're going with headshots, no helmet, pads on, and attempting smiling and looking at the guy. Not all of these pictures are the greatest of pictures, but I will say this one out of looking at a lot. Centers like smiling a hell of a lot more than much of any other position, aside from, quarterbacks because they're, fancy boys and they got to smile all the time because they're the face of the team or something like that. So right now we're looking at J.C. Tretter. Oh, he looks cuddly. While this shows both away and home, I actually think he looks better in the home jersey than he does the away. One thing that I've noticed a lot about offensive linemen is that they're traded around a lot. Trying to find them on the current team they're on sometimes is really hard because I know one of these guys got traded 3 months ago and I'm looking at a list from 5 months ago. So, yeah. I already spent 2 hours doing this research because nobody loves offensive linemen. So, here's to you guys. I'll say this much. He looks like one of those guys that's just like super cuddly and cute and, probably has a big old soft spot for Disney movies. Like, you're just going to want to cuddle up on the couch next to him because it's going to be warm for the, and but he's not afraid to, and much of these guys are probably not afraid to go outside. He's got a cute little smile. This is, like, you could probably do with a little bit more hair on top of the head. that facial hair is a little bit okay. Um, it's not a big, crazy, wild beard. I've got to give it 6 out of 10. Brandon Linder. He's kind of got the right beard, facial hair to hair ratio. There's a couple other pictures where the beard is way out of control. He definitely looks like the kind of guy that would just mess you up. Not like emotionally. None of these guys look like they look like they're big softies, but like Mama Bear raised them right, if that makes any sense. You know, they're going to smile, they're going to be happy, they're going to, after a little bit, kind of push you a little bit, like push you a little too hard, the gentle giants. And plus, it's always nice to have a guy with substance. Physical substance. I mean, obviously, you know, mental substance is a thing, but that's hard to gather from a picture. So, I mean, you got that one going for you. You want guys you can hug. David Andrews. Well, nice hair on top. Maybe not so much. No. These guys are in the trenches, so sometimes when they're coming off the field, their hair isn't the greatest because they pulled off the head. There goes that beard. It's very wiry. I mean, I'll give Brandon Lindell another 6. This guy's going. I don't know. The eyes seem a little close together. That's just. Could be a good friend. Probably not. I don't know, he's very average, about 5. Really hard to find pictures because he's been on. This guy definitely looks like an offensive lineman. He definitely has, again, that offensive lineman smile that I can't do. It's just that, like, genuine, wholesome, cuddly bear smile that most of them have. Most of his helmetless pictures are not with pads on, and he's looking kind of downtrodden. This is the best one I could find. Marquise Pouncey. See what I mean? They're really good at smiling, despite the fact that they've probably got some teammates around them. But like, offensive line, specifically centers, are, I guess the term jovial. They're just super happy all the time. It's like, you can't really, it's almost like one of those where they've almost rebounded from like everything is a pile of crap, and they've just bounced back to they're laughing at everything. Like, it's just a bunch of crap and I'm just laughing at everything because why be angry? But he's got a great smile. Definitely looks like he's the life of the line. He's really cute. He's going up to 7. Alex Mack. See what I mean? They're just so happy all the time. Like, to be fair, there are pictures of him without him smiling, and this is probably not the greatest of smiles he's ever had, but this is the one that fits all the requirements, and he's just like he's like toast adorbs, but I don't know if he's like hot. Definitely has a lumberjack appeal to him, and that's fine. And it's kind of hard to figure out his facial dimensions with that smile, but some of the other pictures, he gets down to business. He was apparently previously on the Browns. You know, when you think about, you know, linemen, you think about a different facial structure. Like if you look at a running back who has a fat head, you're like, okay, maybe. A quarterback with a thick neck, what the hell? Like receiver, it's just, but this guy, for an offensive lineman, for the centers, for the guys that we've seen so far, he's a 7. You know? Mitch Morse. Definitely has that thing. Okay, so I'm trying to put a little bit more, stuff here. If he had more hair on top, it'd be fine. But I'm just really not into the ball. And this is kind of a goofy picture, but the Bills they have like really good player profile pictures that suit this. Based on other pictures, he looks super friendly. He's got a good, wholesome smile. And it's just, but I don't know, I'm gonna put this at like 5 though, because a bald head and a beard is just not my thing. At me on that, but just not really my thing. Finding this guy smiling is hard. I'm using this picture, and I'm not sponsored by Gatorade, but this guy doesn't smile. Like, it makes me wonder if he's ever had a good season, which would make sense that he has because obviously he's in the NFL. But this dude is almost way too serious for offensive line. There's not a lot of pictures. Also, apparently there's an injury report out. Yeah, there are just like no pictures of this guy smiling. I don't know. Maybe he got recruited to O-line and is like at his heart D-line. I think all D-line are angry, but they definitely need to have a bit more. They tend to be a bit less jovial than this. He just doesn't look cuddly like O-line do. Rodney Hudson. This picture exemplifies a lot. Like with Ryan Kelly, I'd be like, okay, you're like a 4.5. Whereas like Rodney Hudson, he definitely has. I don't know if he's been career O-line, but again, he has that serious look on his face that he was D-line for a while and, got a job at O-line and was like, okay, well, I can make it do for, playing in the NFL. He just looks super serious. For his stature, he's really good looking. The solo beard, bald head, not really. Like, even the goatee, it's just not my... It's just far too little hair. It's hard to find him smiling, even in previous pictures of, like, college. And I gotta put him at, like, 5. Jason Kelly. That is a very large beard. Although it's a nice styled hair on the top. And that's the thing. Like, just because they're in the NFL doesn't necessarily mean they can't get stylized haircuts. It's like, oh, I'm a football player, I don't do that. Bullshit. Like, there are multiple other pictures where this dude has, like, he's been to a barber and I got you fam, sort of thing. And this hairstyle is great. And his body style is good for offensive line. He's definitely got the thing, but that beard is very out of control. And that's his style. I've seen him in other, like there's another picture with him next to a quarterback, and it's just like, he looks kind of weird with that smile. That's why I didn't pick it. And this one is much more of the kind of the picture I was looking for, even though it's not home jersey. But yeah, some of these pictures he's got like, a mohawk. He's definitely stylized, and he puts himself, he takes care of himself. And in and of itself, aside from the beard, I gotta give that like an 8. Like, they're not just like, look at my hair. I get it, you're not supposed to have the best styled hair when you're pulling off a helmet. Now we're gonna go after, we're gonna do this Panthers GIF thing, so you guys can see what I mean. And we're just going to do this really quick so you don't have to watch it repeat too terribly much. But this is Matt Paradis. He's the center for the Panthers. He was ranked 11 on this list. And you see what I mean? This is what I think of when I think of a center. Kind of boyishly round. Definitely is not off in their own little world. It's them. They work with their unit, and that's about that. And various other pictures. I mean, he was on the Broncos for a long time. And just like every picture of him, I'm like, this is what I think of when I think of prototypical offensive line. And he's the center, and this just makes sense. All right, so next week, we're going to be on vacation. So I'm going to pre-record a video. So you're not going to be able to get to vote on it, but I'm going to look at how the votes and stuff have been tallied through the last couple weeks to see which position has been kind of running second for a lot of times. So for like wide receiver, tight end, which are kind of the same thing, we might just segue from the center of the line all the way out. We'll just go tight end and wide receiver. But yeah, so it'll be hard because I have to record it now because we're going to be in the States. So I'm just going to record it now and you guys can like suck it up. But yeah, if you have anybody that I missed, definitely put them below if you think that they're sexy and hot for your various positions. I will catch you guys for more in this series.